Hello! Today we are playing Uncharted 2. This is another of those games that we've played multiple times and really have no reason to play again except for the fact that we really like them. As stated in a previous podcast, we actually played this entire series backwards. We ended up with Uncharted 3 because our PlayStation died. Actually, it was before we got married. So we played Uncharted 3 together, passing the controller back and forth. But then we played number 2 because we couldn't find number 1. I think we borrowed it from husband's roommate. And then we ended up playing number 1 finally, which was kind of a broken copy, actually. Yeah, that part that's so awful where you're going along on the, gosh, what are those things called? Stupid, jet ski. When you're in the jet ski, the sound would just cut out all of a sudden. And wouldn't come back for quite a while. Anyway, we did play number 4 in the correct order, though, because it came out so much later. And we enjoyed it. It was graphically very beautiful. The story was good, even if, as Troy Baker said in an interview, I think, everybody knows that Drake doesn't have a brother. But, it was pretty good. It did bother us a little bit that they seemed to completely do away with any supernatural elements in that story. I kept waiting for, ghost pirates or skeleton pirates or something. Pirates of the Caribbean or something, but nothing ever happened. I was a little disappointed, but I still thought it was pretty good. I think we were both a little irritated by the character of Nadine, beating the crap out of Nate and his brother. Oh man, I just died.
To be fair, she's a martial artist.
Yes.
And she's jacked.
Yes. And they also threw in a line of, come on, you can't beat us both. And she said, I don't have to, I just need to buy some time. Which I appreciated, because it, certain games, fine. It's perfectly fine if you're not supposed to be somewhat realistic to have your female character in a bikini and, which is supposed to be high-level armor, beating the crap out of these giant, bruisers. But in a game that is supposed to be somewhat realistic, come on. Anyway, did not mean to go on that side tangent. Clearly, I'm a female misogynist, if you can't tell by now.
Wouldn't that make you a feminist?
Wait. No. No. I hate other women.
Oh, good.
I'm saying that facetiously, obviously. But, oh no. I thought you could throw grenades back in number 2.
Apparently not, because that one landed at your feet and you didn't get a prompt.
I know. I think that must have been number 3 where they introduced that. Where was I going with that? I actually also really enjoyed The Lost Legacy. Number 2 is, I don't know about you, but number 2 is my favorite Uncharted. I thought the story was pretty good. I liked the setting. And I liked the character of Chloe. I thought she was a lot of fun. Therefore,
I don't know, that plane crash in number 3.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was super cool.
I think I've played number 3 the least. But I was just thinking earlier of some scene that is really fun to play, and I realized, oh yeah, that's in number 3.
That guy just totally ducked a bullet.
I know, the AI in these games, sometimes it's really stupid, and sometimes it's really irritatingly smart. There's another spot coming up here soon where you're supposed to sneak into the camp and steal something, and then all of a sudden, Nate, they're coming for you! Well, how the heck did they know I was there? That always happens. Like, just suddenly, magically, there's 3 million bad guys.
Wow.
But the AI is really irritating in that spot. And, they have perfect aim and very, very long throws with grenades. While I'm just, yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, I enjoyed The Lost Legacy because I like Chloe, and I thought she was a really fun character. And Nadine even grew on me a little bit, even though she's just got a huge chip on her shoulder, so she's a little bit irritating. But it was a fun game. And I did not really even notice too much that Nate wasn't in the game. I mean, obviously I noticed, but it didn't feel so much like an Uncharted game that I was constantly sad that I wasn't playing Nate. It just felt like a whole new game.
I think it's real surprising that they were going to market that as DLC.
Yeah.
It's probably the biggest DLC I've ever seen. It's no wonder they made it its own game.
Well, they did, and then they didn't charge $60 for a whole game.
Right, because it is smaller, but it's still really big. That guy's going to murder you.
Yes? Die? And I'm dead. I must be playing on something a little harder than easy. I'm going to check really quick.
So tell us about this game.
I am telling I'm playing on hard.
You keep talking about the other games.
Well, I'm talking about Uncharted in general.
Well, if you do that, we can't do number 1 and number 3 and number 4.
Fine. This game is after Nate has apparently fallen out with Elena the first time. And,
she dumb.
Yeah, I don't like Elena's character. I know that we're probably supposed to root for her and Nate, but she's just kind of mean, and she's not that interesting. She's just kind of the quintessential annoying reporter who gets herself into dumb situations and then says, "Oh, come on, you're taking too long, Nate. Can you handle this? Blah, blah, blah." It's just like, shut up. I am saving your butt for the 3 millionth time, and you're treating me like a moron. You know?
It makes me wonder... We should come up with a list of movies that have annoying reporters that we hate, because she falls right into that trope.
Yeah. So, I mean... it irritates me a bit that at the beginning of every single game, Nate and Elena have fallen out. But at the end of every game, they're back together. And, you know, I don't know.
Does that mean Nate's a sucker?
Yeah, well, and that's what bothered me about the beginning of number 4 as well, is that they make it sound like, oh, we both agreed that we're done with this life. Did you see how far that guy just threw that grenade?
Yeah, it was like 800 feet. It's amazing.
At the beginning, we're kind of told, yeah, we agreed together that we're done with this life of adventure and danger, but you kind of get the feeling that Nate really misses it, and he gave it up because Elena wanted to give it up, and that guy's throwing his 800-foot...
Yeah, well, yeah, you think Indiana Jones enjoys being a professor? No way.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's fine. The ending of number 4 is fine. Spoiler alert, he has a kid, and he quits adventure with... Well, I think you're kind of given the impression that they make more of a respectable career out of treasure hunting.
Oh, sure. Buy the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the permits. Number 4 talks about permits and stuff. It's weird.
Yeah.
It, slams you with reality. Oh. Hey, if you want to actually go treasure hunting, you need permits and stuff.
Yeah. But again, we're talking about the wrong game.
I know. Shame on me.
So... To get back to it, Elena irritates me. In this game, she and Nate have fallen out apparently after number 1. And, really, I was standing by this earlier and it wouldn't let me set it. I'm setting explosives right now in this game, is what's happening.
I don't remember this part of the game.
You're supposed to make a big distraction so that you can sneak into camp and steal something that is important.
You just walked by the red... You gotta go back and set that last one.
No, the green ones. If they're flashing red, I already did them.
Oh.
Of course, Chloe offered to take her top off and distract everybody, but you apparently didn't go for that because Nate and Chloe are a couple, sort of, in this one. They've been a couple in the past, and she shows up with an old buddy of Nate's.
He's a dirtbag.
Yeah. But he's got a really cool British voice. Okay. I know that there's a thing. Oh, I didn't get the last one. Duh. I've played this so many times. I should know where everything is, but somehow I don't.
You know, I hope people listening to our podcast knows that we are playing a lot of old games, and therefore we don't care about spoilers. So
yes.
if you If you are hoping not to be spoiled, this is the wrong podcast for you, because we're going to spill all the beans as much as we want.
There it is. Yeah, we should probably put that in the description for all of these. Yeah, I know. It just gave me a hint as I'm literally standing right in front of this explosive. It's like, I'm trying to hit the button, you're not giving me the prompt.
Yeah, since I don't have any podcasts published in this series, I'll just start putting descriptions in the front. These are spoilery podcasts. They're not spoiler casts, but they're spoilery because we don't care what we talk about. Yeah,
and in case you guys haven't noticed yet, I'm really spazzy when I'm talking about things, especially if I'm the one playing the game.
It's hard to talk and play at the same time, as evidenced by episode 2.
Yeah, well, that's why...
Or 3, pardon me. Yeah. Where I was playing and you were talking.
That's kind of, I think, one of the reasons we're playing older games that we're familiar with first, so that we can figure out how to play and talk at the same time. That wasn't really our intention with podcasts, to play and talk at the same time, but it's kind of working, especially if one of us is playing at a time. And, oh yeah, I've got to go down here and fight while Sully just hangs out.
Oh yeah, he's an old dude. He should be allowed to just hang out.
Uh-huh.
Poor guy.
He keeps saying that in the games, and then he keeps up with me the entire time. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. Chloe and Nate were a couple in the past, clearly. You can tell at the beginning of the game. And you get the feeling that Nate walked out on her. Chloe's more of an interesting character than Elena. Elena's just kind of smug and irritating. But Chloe, just from her personality, you can tell that she's had a difficult past where she just doesn't really trust people all that much. As evidenced by the way that as soon as things go a little bit south and she and Nate are about to get caught, she pulls her gun on Nate and turns on him. And pretty much just to look out for herself. She clearly still cares about Nate. She wants him to leave instead of going after her on the train. Spoiler alert. But she still pulls her gun on him and tells him to take off, and she warned him.
Well, yeah, she's Han Solo.
Yeah, well, she's more interesting than, than the annoying reporter. Clearly, I don't like Elena, and I keep harping on that. But, anyway, so yeah, most of the game is about Nate's adventures, but there is a portion set aside. I did not know that was actually the right way to go. I'm glad it was. A portion set aside for his little love triangle that shows up when Elena shows up with her cameraman and says, "Oh, I'm last year's model." Like, that's classy. That's classy to say to Nate with a new girl.
Well, that's what she gets for leaving him, right?
Yeah.
Or something. They never really explain it.
No, they never really explain what happens. You just always get the feeling it's Nate's fault because, he's just a doofus and he's really difficult to live with, apparently. I don't know.
I feel like number 4 expounds upon their relationship quite a bit. And at least shows them being a little more mature.
Yeah, but again, it's all Nate's fault. Yes, in number 4, he should have talked to her instead of just taking off with his brother that he thought was dead. So, I mean, that's kind of we're gonna make Nate do something really stupid for the sake of making conflict with Elena. That's kind of how I see it.
Well, they had to make a story for the 4th game somehow.
Yeah.
After all, who plays these for the story? Actually, these are very story-driven games. Some games you can get away with not giving a hoot about the story, but not these. In this one, it's really the action, the gunplay is the least of the game. Most of it's platforming, puzzle solving, and story.
I would love for you to say that in a minute when I have to fight 3 million bad guys.
I know, but it's not the thing you want to do, is it? It's not the most fun part of the game. The most fun is the story and the platforming. At least that's the most fun for me. Solving puzzles and climbing around and stuff. Checking out environments.
It is really hard to know. Oh wait, that's silly. Never mind. I saw a sniper and I freaked out. Yeah,
I recall last time we played this, you made me play this part.
What, 4 years ago?
I recall it was sooner than 4 years ago.
Last time I played this particular scene,
you handed me the controller.
No, it
said,
was...
here, play this.
Last year, I was playing this by myself, and we had a friend over for dinner. I did not give you the controller and tell you to play it.
You did?
I don't think so. I do not recall that.
Oh, my word.
Oh, we have both children asleep right now.
I can't believe he's asleep.
The toddler, is who we're referring to as he, has been sleeping for like 2 hours at a time.
I don't know why he woke up the first time. He was going to sleep on the couch with me.
Well, he's at the tantrum age, so I think he's expending more energy right before his nap.
Yeah, he went a little crazy earlier. It was great.
It wasn't my fault.
There was lots of screaming.
I didn't give him very much sugar.
We give him video games, but he just doesn't get it yet.
Yeah, I tried to play Minecraft with him earlier, and he was really excited for creepers. But I couldn't find any quick enough, so it got a little boring. Yes, Nate. Let's find the thing and expound upon the thing that nobody else understands, because nobody's looking at the paper except you. And you know everything.
He knows everything. He's the hero.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Sully, do you know what this means? Of course not, Nate. You're the one looking at it, not me.
Does he say that?
It seems like in every game, or multiple times a game, Nate picks up something and, do you know what this means? And he just, I don't know. It's kind of goofballs. It's a thing that they do multiple times.
So what's the, pardon me. We can spoil this game even more. What's the supernatural element at the end of this? All I remember is scary blue gorilla people.
The Chintamani stone. It's this big blue stone in a tree at the end that has sap coming out of it. I think it's actually supposed to be some sort of a big sap resin type thing. Instead of a jewel. And the bad guy drinks it and he gets really tough, and then he chases you around and around and around until you shoot him enough times. That's I feel like I watched some gaming video recently that was like, so many insulting boss fights, and it listed that one. You know, it takes forever, so I'm okay with it being insulting.
It's tough. I remember it being a real pain in the rear. I did play this one all the way through. I played lots of games all the way through. I just want to put that out there.
Yes. You've played lots of games all the way through. We played this one together, passing the controller, though, which is what we intend to be doing right now. But you have a baby in your arms, and the one on my lap is asleep, so.
How many grenades do you have?
A lot.
All of them?
I've got all the grenades, because I have a box right next to me. It might be out.
You're gonna die now. This is where you die. Dust to dust. Ashes to ashes.
I probably have to reload this since I'm playing on hard.
Are you playing on hard?
Yeah, I showed you.
I wasn't watching.
Snap. I forgot how... I'm dead.
Aha.
That guy sneaks around a lot sooner than I think.
Well, I don't have much more to say about this. You just randomly hit play when I was trying to doze on the couch here.
Yeah, well, I figure you're going to be gone for 2 weeks. So, no. So this is the favorite game. I think it's actually listed in a lot of people's favorite Uncharted games. The story's good. The gameplay is good. It has a very long chase sequence on a train where you have to deal with a helicopter and you have to jump from one car to the next, and then you fight a guy with a shotgun who charges you a bunch of times. That usually is a very frustrating fight for me because it takes forever to actually kill the guy.
Shotgun bad guys are always the hardest bad guys.
Yeah, well, they wear extra armor.
Why, if you have a shotgun? Well, it makes sense. If you have a shotgun, you want extra armor because you got to get close to bad guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's annoying is that it doesn't matter how many times you shoot the bad guy. If you don't take his helmet off, you can't take him out.
Really?
It seems that that's what I recall. I might be wrong, but with that particular bad guy, I think you have to knock his helmet off in one stage before you can actually take him out.
What a pain.
That guy is very smart.
Why you not shoot him in the head?
Do you see the recoil on this gun?
Yeah, it's an AK-47. It should be fine. Just change it to burst fire or single shot, and you'll be all right. Can you throw a box at his head?
No, it's not that kind of game.
Someday we'll get to Gary's mod, and then you can throw boxes at people's heads.
Who?
Oh,
somebody snuck around again.
You have to do that whole thing over?
Yeah, that's why I don't like this particular fight. There's multiple stages, many bad guys, and you've got to keep moving. You can't just find a hole and hang out in it.
Well, if you waste all your grenades. Well, that might be a good place to turn this podcast off because I don't have much more to say.
Well, you don't remember these games. You keep saying that, and I keep making the podcast take longer.
Well, you don't have much to say either. We got dead air. You got to keep talking on podcasts.
Well, you need to edit this. You need to edit the dead air out for one.
I am not spending hours editing dead air. Just got to get good at talking.
Hey, I'm playing the game. Why aren't you talking?
I was trying to doze on the couch. That's why.
That's true. Well, anyway, the future of Uncharted
is uncertain. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, last time I heard, they didn't really know. Lost Legacy came out, what, a year ago? Year and a half?
Something like that.
I enjoyed it. I still don't love the character of Nadine. I like the character of Chloe.
I just realized these are PlayStation exclusive games.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Wow, well, there's another one. Another 5 games that you can't play anywhere else. And they're awesome. If you have a PlayStation, you should get these and play them. Especially number 4. It's probably the most gorgeous game I've ever seen. Still, even though it came out a couple years ago.
Baby is awake. And I'm getting shot from somewhere. I need to move. Last I heard, there was talk after Lost Legacy of maybe Nate's daughter, which maybe it's just a rumor, but I heard that originally Nate was supposed to have a son at the end of Uncharted 4 instead of a daughter, but for some reason they felt like giving him a daughter, which I wouldn't have a problem with, except that why would you suddenly decide that a daughter is better?
Maybe Nate has a son he doesn't know about.
Well, you know, it wouldn't surprise me. This is Nate.
Because he's a womanizer.
Yes, of course.
Or an adventurer? I don't know. He's like James Bond crossed with Indiana Jones, right?
Hey, I got an achievement.
To be fair, that's not a real achievement.
What are those things called?
They're like in-game trophies.
That's what I meant.
What do they call them? There's a special name for them.
That's why
medals.
That's probably...
Yeah, they're like medals that they put in the game.
Well, that's why I call it achievement, because I couldn't think of the name. Oh, goodness. I forgot these guys come in behind me. Dang it.
Master Chief Collection for Halo has the same system. Little medals that you can earn in-game.
I hate this bot. I hate it so much.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
After those guys come in behind me, then there's a guy with a turret up there that I've got to get with a grenade.
Alright, I'm turning the podcast off now. Because there's dead air and we're not talking about it.
Yeah, I was about to say something about the future of Uncharted and how I hope it's not his daughter. Because for one, it's just having girls take over franchises is becoming a bit of a thing now. I wouldn't have a problem with it if it wasn't becoming such a thing right now. It's like, I feel like at the time that the last game was coming out, people were all excited about Nate having a daughter. and the Lost Legacy being taken over by women, and how it's time. No, it's not. Women have their own franchises. You know, Tomb Raider's been around a lot longer than Uncharted. You know, there's plenty of other characters in Uncharted that you can, tell the stories of. Tell another Chloe story.
Oh, yeah, but you know what the narrative is, right? Those aren't real female leads because they're too hot and scantily clad. Lara Croft back in the day had big old pointy polygon boobs. We bring that up a lot. Almost every podcast now.
It's because it's an old game that people loved.
There's a bunch of old games with female leads in giant air quotes, but they're really just Barbie dolls, sex symbols. And they're just there for eye candy for the guys who play, because women don't play video games.
Well, I'm not really into video games. Like, I don't like that sort of thing. But I am a gamer. Like, yes. I play games.
Thanks, Anita. So dumb.
Anyway. Maybe we should, what is it? Listen to, was it a video? Something, video games and tropes, or females and tropes. Clearly we don't know what we're talking about, except that we don't like Anita Sarkeesian.
Yeah, she's dumb. No one likes her.
Ooh, good.
Nobody who actually plays video games and enjoys them actually likes her. She's dumb.
No. Anyway, like I said, I think that trying to make women take over male-driven franchises it's being overdone. It's happening to Gears of War right now. Admittedly, we haven't been playing Gears of War that long. We just started it a while ago, but in the most recent game, the new female character, who has a problem with a new female character, seems to have taken over the franchise, which... Why? Just because? Because it's time?
I think the newest one is a female main character, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
No, like the new one.
That's what I meant.
Number 5?
Yes. In number 4, I played as her when we started it. But
right, but number 4, it's Marcus's son.
Yes.
Is really kind of the main dude.
But in number 5, she's the main character, which... Okay, fine. But don't do it simply for the sake of making a woman take over a male franchise.
Yeah, that's the wrong reason.
Yeah.
But it seems like that's the reason.
Yeah. Ooh. Shotgun? Maybe I don't want shotgun. Did I reach the next area? I don't think I have yet.
You gonna die?
I hope not.
What you get for playing this game on hard?
Yeah. Well, there was, to change topics for just a second, I played Tomb Raider on hard, too. But then I got to a certain arena where I couldn't escape, and I didn't have enough resources, and I kept dying because I couldn't heal. And I had to just completely restart the game because it would not let me back out.
You're hardcore, playing all these games on hard.
Yeah, well. Anyway, I would like to see another Uncharted game, maybe with, Sully's backstory, or more of Chloe. Or, Troy Baker. He's already, the headline of a bunch of video games. Why not just, make him take over this one, too?
He's already taken over this one.
Not entirely. I did think that was kind of fun how he made Sam sound so much like Nate, so that they actually sound like brothers.
Yeah, he's a talented voice actor for sure.
Yeah. Which, we were talking about that earlier. Oh, there's a bad guy here. I'm gonna die. I'm dead.
You died again.
Oh, at least it didn't completely reset me this time. We're talking about the new Borderlands 3 game, and how in the trailer you can see that Reese is there. And of course, in Tales from the Borderlands, he's voiced by Troy Baker. So, we're hoping that Troy Baker's actually in that game. Then we're thinking, I wonder if Nolan North's character from Tales from the Borderlands will make an appearance. Although it's supposed to be much, much later, I suppose, because Tiny Tina is all grown up.
Yeah, and Vaughn's like this jacked wanderer who runs around Pandora and
in a cape and underwear.
Like cape and board shorts, and
which
I don't think it's underwear.
It sure looks like tidy whities. Which people keep saying these things with certainty, but like, where do they hear these leaks? Do they just know someone on the inside? I've never gotten a straight answer on where exactly people get these leaks from.
What leak?
Because some Supmato, or whatever his name is, said that that's who it was before the reveal trailer, when Randy Pitchford confirmed that that's who that was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he confirmed it.
Yeah, Randy Pitchford
he probably
said...
just assumed based on such and such and such. The dude, he's like a prodigy, according to... I mean, he's so obsessed with Borderlands, he knows everything. It's not hard for him to pick things apart.
Yeah, he seemed to know pretty much everything before the trailer even came out. But you couldn't really look at the sneak peek and zoom in and say, oh, yeah, that's Vaughn.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyway, I guess we probably are done talking about Uncharted. We kind of rambled on this one because you weren't really prepared to do a podcast.
You hit record while my eyes were closed. I didn't even know you were doing it.
Well, I thought, I'm going to play Uncharted, and might as well talk about it.
Alright, well, this will be Uncharted 2. I don't know if we'll do a podcast for 1 and 3. Maybe 4, because it's different.
Yeah,
but
well, maybe 3, just for the plane crash.
Yeah, we might do a short, little, tiny spoilery type of podcast for number 3, but number 1, there's not much to say about it. We played it the other week, so I don't want to play it again. We played it all the way to the end, actually.
Just to sum up with this, we don't like Elena. She's stupid. We do like Chloe, and we hope she gets another Uncharted game to herself. At least I do. And I guess that's it.
Yep. Let's see. I have to do the thing. It's for everyone.
Okay.
Go to our Twitter, Hinterlands Media, at Hinterlands Feed. Email us, thehinterlandsmedia@gmail.com. That's all we're doing because the other stuff is a pain in the butt and I don't want to do it. Okay, we're done. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.